long-running tension between rap queens Cardi B and Nicki Minaj has once again exploded into a public spectacle, this time reaching new, disturbing levels that shocked even their most loyal fans. What began as a series of subtle disses and competitive jabs quickly spiraled into one of the most toxic celebrity feuds in recent years. The situation, which started over album sales and perceived slights, devolved into both artists attacking each other's families, even their young children, leaving fans and critics alike questioning how far is too far. It all started when Cardi B began promoting her long-awaited album, Am I the Drama? Confident in her comeback, Cardi teased that her project would dethrone Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2, claiming she was about to outsell the queen of rap. She even taunted fans online, suggesting that Nicki's supporters would cry once her numbers dropped. However, when the official figures were released, Am I the Drama fell short of expectations despite impressive sales of 200,000 units in its first week. That's when Nicki Minaj struck back. The self-proclaimed queen of rap celebrated her continued dominance, posting her album stats and mocking Cardi's efforts. From there, the online back and forth turned vicious. Nicki threw lyrical shade at Cardi's rap skills, parodying her flow and style in a brutal ABC-themed rhyme that went viral. Cardi, unwilling to back down, escalated things by targeting Nicki's personal life and family, crossing a line many thought was untouchable. The internet quickly became divided. While some argued that both women were simply defending themselves, others condemned the feud's ugly turn. What was once a rivalry about artistry and recognition had now become a symbol of how toxic online culture can push public figures into dangerous, dehumanizing territory where fame, pride, and pain collide for millions to witness. The feud between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj took a dark and irreversible turn when both rappers began dragging each other's families into the crossfire. What was once a competitive battle over music, success, and status quickly mutated into personal insults involving their children, an unspoken boundary that neither artist had ever crossed before. It started subtly. Nicki allegedly made a few cryptic remarks about Cardi's daughter, Culture, calling her a vulture in a heated online exchange. That one comment opened Pandora's box. Cardi, enraged, decided to retaliate, but instead of addressing Nicki directly, she went after Nicki's son, Papa Bear, making claims that horrified the internet. In a series of since-deleted tweets, Cardi mocked the 5-year-old child, saying he was in special ed and couldn't talk, even accusing Nicki of drug use during pregnancy. The comments went viral instantly, with fans, fellow artists, and mental health advocates calling Cardi's remarks cruel, unnecessary, and beyond low. However, some of Cardi's supporters were quick to point out that Nicki had instigated the family angle first. They argued that Nicki's repeated references to Cardi's motherhood, combined with her mocking tone, were meant to provoke a reaction. Still, many agreed that Cardi went too far, as mocking a child's development or making medical claims without proof crosses every line of decency. Both fan bases, the Barbs and the Bardi gang, turned the feud into a digital war zone. Thousands of tweets, memes, and live streams dissected every word, every screenshot, and every perceived insult. What once was about two women fighting for rap's crown had become a toxic example of how fame and fandom can magnify hatred. At this stage, there were no winners. Just two mothers turned enemies, with their reputations bruised and their legacies overshadowed by online chaos. The moment Cardi B's tweets about Nicki Minaj's son went viral, social media exploded. Within minutes, hashtags like #CardiBisCancelled, #ProtectPapaBear, and #Nicki Minaj vs Cardi B were trending across X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. The internet, always eager for celebrity drama, became both judge and jury in what felt like a digital battleground. Fans from both camps flooded timelines with receipts, theories, and edits, some defending their favorite star, others condemning the entire situation. The Barbs, Nicki's fiercely loyal fanbase, accused Cardi of taking things beyond music and crossing into dangerous territory by attacking a child. Meanwhile, the Bardi gang pushed back, claiming Nicki had provoked the entire meltdown by mentioning Cardi's daughter first. This blame game only intensified the chaos, creating a toxic echo chamber where empathy disappeared and every insult became content. The media also joined the frenzy. Hip-hop blogs, entertainment channels, and even mainstream outlets like TMZ and Rolling Stone picked up the story, framing it as a new low in celebrity beefs. Commentators and influencers criticized both women for normalizing personal attacks and showing the world, especially young fans, that fame excuses cruelty. Even other artists chimed in indirectly, posting cryptic messages about protecting kids and keeping it on wax, signaling clear disapproval without naming names. What made it worse was how the internet treated the situation like a sport. Instead of expressing concern, many users treated the feud as a form of entertainment, posting memes and reaction videos for clout. A topic that should have inspired reflection on online toxicity turned into another viral circus. By now, it was no longer about who was right or wrong. It was about how far public figures could fall when pride meets pressure in the age of social media. The entire hip-hop community watched as two of rap's biggest female icons burned bridges in real time. As the dust begins to settle, the feud between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj stands as a cautionary tale of how ego, fame, and social media can twist even the most talented artists into enemies of their own making. What started as a rivalry for the crown of rap royalty has devolved into one of the most toxic public meltdowns in modern hip-hop history, one that may take years for either artist to recover from fully. After Cardi's explosive comments about Nicki's son, even some of her longtime supporters began pulling away. Calls for accountability grew louder, with critics saying that both rappers crossed unforgivable lines. Nicki, too, faced backlash for allegedly starting the family drama by mentioning Cardi's daughter first. It became clear that neither side came out clean. What was once a battle for dominance in the charts had turned into a mutual public downfall, tarnishing both of their reputations. Industry insiders reportedly urged both women to step back from social media and refocus on their music, warning that their legacies risked being remembered more for their online chaos than their contributions to hip-hop. Some fans have even begun to question whether the feud is fueled by outside forces, record labels, PR teams, or even algorithmic outrage that profit from viral conflict. But beneath all the noise lies a deeper truth. This situation reflects the darker side of celebrity culture. The constant pressure to stay relevant, the temptation to clap back instantly, and the voyeuristic hunger of fans all combine to create an environment where empathy dies and spectacle wins. If there's any lesson to take away, it's that words have consequences, especially when millions are watching. Both Cardi B and Nicki Minaj have the power to influence an entire generation, and this feud, for all its chaos, shows how vital it is for artists to use that power wisely. At the end of the day, the crown of rap isn't worth more than one's integrity or a child's peace.